All right, today we're going to take a look at using a HyperDoc that has been started in a template, and then from that template we're going to go ahead and create our own task with it. This will be one of your tasks this week. I'm going to do a pretty basic one, and then I'm going to do one with a few more intermediate type things. So the basic parts of the HyperDoc are explore, explain, and apply. You can also use the I do, we do, you do format, whatever format you feel most comfortable with. I'm starting with a HyperDoc that I've taken from somebody else, so the very first thing I'm going to do is say File and to make a copy, because again this will be our class HyperDoc that I will be using here. If you already have one of these or you want to start with something blank, completely fine. But this is going to be my starting point for this. Now that it's loaded, I want to show you a few things. This will be common between sites and slides and a lot of other things that you might be using and docs. So I want to take a look up here at the share feature. So if this is set to only you, your students won't be able to see it and access it. So I look at this advanced setting here. You'll see it's just kind of highlighted there. Right now what would happen if I sent this document to you, it would tell you that it was just private to me, and we don't want students to do that. So I'm going to change this private access, and I'm going to say anyone with the link can access this. So that's kind of just my settings here. I could also just choose Summit School District or anyone with a link, or just turn it on for specific groups of kids, however you'd like to do that. Also right here it says you can view, so that would mean that you couldn't edit it. So I'm going to add can edit here. But again, that, depending on what your assignment is, what you need to do. But those would be some different options that you have through this. Next, the thing that we're going to do is we're going to want to bring in some links and some photos. So I love photos, so I'm going to go ahead and just pick something else here. I'm going to always say insert, and I'm going to say image. This image could be a lot of things that you can see. Of course, snap a snapshot, a URL, something from your drive, or something searchable. So I'm going to sit here, and I'm just going to pretend like I'm going to make this about Dr. Seuss's day. So I'm just going to hit this. One of the things that I like to do, especially given the level that I teach or when I'm thinking about my documents, is also look over here. You can choose any type. So sometimes I just like to say clip art. So now I have some clip art Dr. Seuss pieces that I'm going to bring in. So I'm going to hit select. And now I have this Dr. Seuss piece. That was what was in the template. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to center this up. I'm going to use my buttons up here. Just bring this onto the center point. Okay, I don't like this, so I'm going to bring this up. It's going to be my Dr. Seuss document. Dr. Seuss. Okay. And then here what it's asking me to do, this is where your lesson design piece will come in about what you want to do here. You have explore, and then what is the task that you want students to do? So in this explore part, we're going to bring in some links. And so one of the things that I'd like you to do is come up here and say insert links. Things that you want to do in docs is explain where your link is going to go. So I don't want to type in a string of a long URL that looks ugly. So I always will paste this in here, and then I'll write where that link goes. This is Dr. Seuss library spot. So this will be talking about Dr. Seuss and the library spot. So now that I've inserted the link there, you can also since you own it, you can kind of just look around and see what happens to it. You can see if you needed to change or remove it there because you put the wrong thing there. That would be great. So this would be what I want students to explore. And then you would have your task or your guiding questions over here that you want students to explore. This one is about the number of books he wrote, what he wrote them about, so you might ask some questions over here. Then you might add a video down here for the explain, and then again kind of what is your task. And then lastly, how would your students apply this, and what would your task be? And again, to get rid of anything in here, I just click on that. Now I have these blank boxes. They're all set up. Don't worry, in week 3 I'll show you how to make boxes and templates like this. But now I just deleted what this person had in there, and now I can make it mine and do an exploration of Dr. Seuss Day for Read Across America. We'll just explore, explain, and apply. The last thing I want to show you how to do here, it doesn't necessarily fit this task, but this will be how you explain things to students. You'll say insert image. Maybe I'll use this thing one image. It's pretty awesome. I say select. The next thing you can do here, if you haven't done this before, and your students are pretty aware of this, one of the things that you can do is just click on this image here, and this image can become sorry, I'm clicking on too many boxes. Right here, this image can become, you can insert an image on top of this, or a link, I'm sorry, on top of this image. So you just Control V it. That way now when you click on that image, it becomes a live link that students can use and access that way too. So in this, we looked at links with words, links with images, and bringing in images and different types of images. So hopefully that'll help get you started with this set of HyperDocs.